Yeah, this is my town.
Welcome to this segment of Freshen Up. Today I have with me Pat Carr, Director of Training and Development for AWG, and we're going to talk about customer service. Pat, one of the things that we believe is that a real point of difference in our stores should and could be our customer service. How would you define customer service?
We define customer service as the effort made toward providing what the customer wants from your store. So that could be short checkout lines, it could be add items in stock, it could be friendly, courteous employees. When we look at it from a training perspective, then we focus mainly on that relationship between the customer and the employee. Because if you do that well, if you provide exceptional customer service, then that makes up for the times that maybe your checkout lines are a little long or you run out of stock on ad items.
So we've been talking for years about customer service in the stores, but why do you believe it is more important now than ever to treat the customers right?
I think because competition's everywhere. And one of the ways that you can conquer the competition is by focusing really well on customer service. A carton of milk is a carton of milk, but if you have employees who treat your customers well, who make them feel special, then you create customer loyalty. And customer loyalty means that they consider their store, your store, to be their store and brings them back, and customer loyalty then, of course, translates directly to the bottom line. They tell us that it takes cost us 5 times as much to create a new customer as it does keep the one you've got. And they also tell us that a 5% retention in customers will translate to a 25% increase in sales.
Well, I think all of our retailers would love to have 25% increases in sales. And I think customer service is one of those things we really need to focus on. There's some great information in this upcoming video. So what do you say we take a look at it?
Sounds good. If you want customers to use the phrase "my store" when they're referring to your store, you may want to freshen up your customer service focus so that you can create more loyal customers. This brief program, which we call Customer Loyalty 358, will help you do that. Why 358? Because remembering these numbers will help you remember how to create customer loyalty. Just remember, there are 3 levels of customer service, 5 major reasons to freshen up your customer service focus and create customer loyalty, and then we have 8 guidelines for providing the type of customer service that leads to customer loyalty. Let's get started with the 3 levels of customer service. Every interaction between any customer and any retailer results in some level of customer service. Number 1 is dissatisfaction. This happens when the interaction is so bad that the customer decides never to return. Let's discuss what happens financially when you lose a customer. According to the Food Marketing Institute, the average weekly expenditure for a family of 3 to 4 is about $129. If we multiply that by the 52 weeks in a year, we have a yearly value around $6,700 per family. If we assume that the life of a family is 20 years, that means that every time you lose a customer, you risk losing somewhere in the vicinity of $134,000 in sales. Another source puts the lifetime value of a supermarket customer between $179,000 and $318,000. Either way, keeping the smile on each customer's face adds a considerable amount to your bottom line. But not only that, when a customer experiences dissatisfaction, that customer is likely to share that experience with friends and family. Experts tell us that people who have had a bad customer service experience often share that story with 10 to 20 other people. Bad stories travel fast, and they often get worse each time the story is told. We all want to avoid losing customers. The second level of customer service is indifference. This type of experience is neither good nor bad. It's just ordinary, not worth remembering at all. It's better than dissatisfaction, but nowhere near the third level of service, which is exceptional service. This is the type of positive experience that makes the customer smile, that makes her want to come back to your store, which then becomes her store. We'll give you some tips on how to do that later on. But first, here's a question. If the customer who just left your store were handed a sheet of paper that looked like this, and we asked him to put an X on the line that indicated the type of interactions he just had in your store, where would the X go? Customer loyalty is all about making sure that all of your customers would put the X closer to the right-hand side of that line. Now let's take a look at the 5 reasons to freshen up and promote customer loyalty. In addition to avoiding the financial implications of lost customers, here are 5 other important reasons to promote customer loyalty. Number 1, loyal customers promote your store for you, so you will attract more customers. Number 2, customer retention will go up. Number 3, loyal customers spend more time and more money in your store. Number 4, when you do make a mistake, loyal customers will be more forgiving. And number 5, loyal customers are less likely to be lured away by the competition. When customers consider your store to be their store, they are less likely to be enticed by a special deal at the store around the corner. Now let's take a look at the Big 8 of exceptional customer service. Now that we understand why customer loyalty is important, let's talk about how to freshen up your focus on customer service and create the type of experience that creates customer loyalty, which is a good way to fight the competition. We call these tips the Big 8, but they are not in any particular order. Tip number 1 is to make eye contact and smile at every customer within range. Some people use a 5-foot limit, some use a 10-foot limit. We suggest no limits. If you're close enough to make eye contact, do it with a smile. This tells customers you recognize their presence and creates a relationship, however brief. And if you're close enough to verbally acknowledge the customer, you should do so in a sincere, friendly way. That's tip number 2. The greeting should be appropriate to each customer. Something like, "Good morning, Mrs. Smith," might be appropriate for one customer, while "Good to see you, George," might be appropriate for others. What you say doesn't matter as much as how you say it. It should come from your heart and feel natural to you. Our third guideline is to take each customer to find any product they're looking for. This gives you an opportunity to form a greater bond with the customer. As you are walking to the product, create conversation by asking about her day, talking about the weather, etc. After you find what she is looking for, ask if there is anything else you can help her find. The more helpful you are, the more likely that customer's experience will fall into the exceptional range. Number 4 of the Big 8 is suggestive selling. And while this is a chance for additional sales, it's also an opportunity to help the customer solve a problem and create a more loyal customer. At the front end, suggestive selling occurs at the beginning of the transaction with a question like, "Did you find everything today?" If you ask the question, be ready to help find the item quickly so that you don't hold up the line. The goal should be to get the item before the end of the transaction. If you can't get the missing item before the end of the transaction, you might consider providing it at no charge. That would create an exceptional customer service experience and a more loyal customer. If you don't carry what the customer is looking for, it's time to call someone who can explain the option. In a service department, suggestive selling usually occurs after the initial selection. This is your opportunity to offer other items that would complement whatever the customer has chosen to buy. Offering a sample taste is a great way to encourage customers to try something new. Finally, ask, "What else may I get you today?" It's another opportunity to be helpful. Don't say, "Is there anything else?" and never ever say, "Is that all?" It sounds like you're ready to end the conversation rather than continue to be helpful. The 5th part of the Big 8 is a sincere thank you. The key word being sincere. Remember that it's possible to thank a customer without ever using the word thank. You can say, "We appreciate your business," or "We're glad you came in today," or "Hope you enjoy those strawberries." Here again, what you say isn't nearly as important as saying something that comes from your heart and makes the customer feel valued. Just be sure to treat each customer in a special way, and please don't end every interaction with the same words. You don't want that last contact to sound like a recording. Number 6 is handing the receipt to the customer, which is a great way to interact and leave a positive impression. It's a good time to thank the customer for shopping at your store. Tip number 7 is easy. If you know the customer's name, use it, no matter where the interaction occurs. During your greeting, while helping the customer to find something or make a decision, when they leave the store, if you know their name, use it. Experts tell us that using someone's name makes people feel special. The final guideline is to create what we call a moment of magic. A moment of magic is what we call an interaction so memorable that the customer will want to tell her friends and family. A moment of magic can occur at any time during the shopping experience. It could be explaining the advantages or disadvantages of a certain product. It could be stopping to help a customer choose just the right product for a special event. A moment of magic could be explaining the different types of cheeses and which one would be best with the wine that's in the basket. It could be providing a sample that encourages a customer to try something new, which then ends up being a new favorite. A moment of magic could be as simple as making the customer really feel as if you are glad they are shopping in your store. Moments of magic can also occur outside the store. Could occur when the groceries are loaded into the customer's car. Could occur when the groceries are unpacked at home. Is there something special you could put in the bottom of the bag that would be surprising and welcome? Moments of magic create loyal customers. All it takes is a little imagination and a commitment to make your customers feel special. So that's it. 8 simple ways to focus on your customer, create loyalty, and stand out from the competition. There is, however, one more thing to remember. You can't provide exceptional customer service without help from your associates. So here are some tips to make that happen. Number 1, hire the right people. You can teach someone to decorate a cake, but it's hard to teach someone to be friendly. Number 2, train each employee on the importance of customer service. Set standards and make sure they understand exactly how you expect them to treat each customer. And number 3, reward the behavior that you want. Catch employees doing things right and let them know how much you appreciate their efforts. They will never treat your customers any better than you treat them. That's it. Customer Loyalty 358. Nothing earth-shattering, just a never-ending commitment to make customers feel special. It will make a difference and it will set you apart from the competition. Now here in the Education and Training Department, our goal is to help you succeed, and we have several programs that focus on customer service that will help you do that. We have a half-day and a full-day workshop on customer service. We have a turnkey session on creating a friendliness program in your store, plus we have online customer service training. For more information, visit us at awgeducation.com. We're here to help.
Yeah.